Hello, my friends, and welcome back to episode 2 of Mrs. Hebert's favorite books. Now, I'm reading this book that I usually read in the fall, out of season right now, but I think books can be read any time of year. But this does have a fall theme to it, and it's kind of one that I read around my favorite holiday, which is Halloween. You'll see why when you see the cover of the book. But this one is super fun. It's called The Little Old Lady Who Was Not Afraid of Anything. Now, I love this book because you can do some great sound effects in them. And to make our sound effects, when we read this in my classroom, we use instruments. I love having a classroom full of instruments to get to play on. So I brought some of them home with me, and I wanted to show them to you today. At one point in this book, I'm going to need to make a clomping sound. Well, obviously, I'm going to use a drum for that, right? This is a djembe. I'm going to make this sound like a clomp. Listen. Yep, I hit this drum to make a sound. Remember, I'm going to hit some things that I'm going to use today. Makes me think of a particular family of instruments. We'll come back to that in a minute. Then I need to make a wiggling sound. One of my favorite things to make a wiggling sound is a guiro. This is one that we scrape. This looks like a frog. Listen to what it's going to sound like. Sounds like it's riveting. But to make a wiggle sound, I can go guiro. Pretty cool, right? Then I have to make a shaking sound. Maracas. Of course, I'm going to shake for a shaking sound, right? So I need an instrument that shakes. We had something that we hit, something that we scrape, and something that we shake. All attributes of one family of instruments. Let's see. I have to make a clapping sound. I'm going to use my hands for that. And then I have to make a nodding sound. I could probably do anything for that because nodding your head really doesn't make a sound. But I like to make a sound with it. And I love a tambourine. So when it's time to nod, I'm going to go with a tambourine. Now I know what you're thinking. Mrs. Hebert, this is wonderful. Good for you that you have all of these instruments. But I'm stuck at home and I don't have all of that stuff. Well, I was thinking, you know what? It might be fun for you to find some stuff around your house that you could use to play along with me on this. So a drum that I hit on, I was thinking I could take a box. Here's a box, came in from Amazon. I'm just gonna kind of close it up. You could leave it open too. And I'm gonna hit on it. Hitting just like on a drum. Wonder what family of instruments we're building here. Cool. The guiro, wow, that's a hard one to replicate at home, right? It needs to be something that's got a texture on it, and then I can scrape. But you know, I was in the pantry trying to figure out what to make for dinner tonight, and I found this can. I took the label off of it. Look at what that looks like there. And then I had a pencil. Your own guiro. How cool is that? Don't even have to leave the house. Let's see. Now, to make my own maracas, I think you guys probably figured out what you could do. I had a leftover tea tin that I put some rice inside of. Let's see if I can let you guys see that. There's rice in there. I didn't fill it up a lot because I want my rice to be able to move around. I'm going to shake this. Kind of works for a maraca, doesn't it? Anytime I have to shake. Thankfully, I have my hands. I can clap. Don't need to have a special instrument for that. But then I was thinking a tambourine, something I could shake that was made of metal. And then I realized my keys. I can shake my keys, and it might sound like a tambourine. Now, our book, The Little Old Lady Who Was Not Afraid of Anything. We're going to use all of these sound effects to tell a sound story. it's a lot of work to play all of these instruments. So I think I might get some special guests on to help me with that while I read the book. Would you guys like that? Special guests? Yeah, I thought you would. Cool. So here is The Little Old Lady Who Was Not Afraid of Anything, starring some special guests and using some instruments that you may have found too around the house. If you found some of those instruments or you think you have them, just click pause, go gather some stuff, and then join me making some fun sounds.
The Little Old Lady Who Was Not Afraid of Anything. Once upon a time, there was a little old lady who was not afraid of anything. One windy afternoon, the little old lady left her cottage and went for a walk in the forest to collect herbs and spices, nuts and seeds. She walked so long and so far that it started to get dark. There was only a sliver of moon shining through the night. The little old lady started to walk home. Suddenly she stopped. Right in the middle of the path were two big shoes, and the shoes went... "Get out of my way, you two big shoes! I'm not afraid of you," said the little old lady. On she walked down the path, but behind her she could hear two shoes go. A little farther on, the little old lady stumbled into a pair of pants, and the pants went... "Get out of my way, you pair of pants! I'm not afraid of you," said the little old lady, and she walked on. But behind her, she could hear two shoes go, one pair of pants go. Farther still, the little old lady bumped into a shirt, and the shirt went... "Get out of my way, you silly shirt! I'm not afraid of you," said the little old lady, and on she walked, a little bit faster. But behind her, she could hear two shoes go, one pair of pants go, and one shirt go. A little ways on, the little old lady came upon two white gloves and a tall black hat. And the gloves went, and the hat went... "Get out of my way, you two white gloves and you tall black hat! I'm not afraid of you," she said. And on she walked, just a little bit faster. But behind her, she could hear two shoes go, one pair of pants go, one shirt go, two gloves go, and one hat go. By now, the little old lady was walking at quite a fast pace. She was very near her cottage when she was startled by a very huge, very orange, very scary pumpkin head. And the head went... This time, the little old lady did not stop to talk. She did not stop at all. She ran. But behind her, she could hear two shoes go, one pair of pants go, one shirt go, two gloves go, one hat go, and one scary pumpkin head go. The little old lady did not look back. She ran as fast as she could and didn't stop to catch her breath until she was safe inside her cottage with the door locked. She sat in her chair by the fire, and she rocked, and she rocked. It was so quiet in her cottage before the... Should she answer it? Well, she was not afraid of anything. So she went to the door and opened it. What do you think she saw? Two shoes go, one pair of pants go, one shirt go, 2 gloves go. 1 hat go. And 1 scary pumpkin head go. I'm not afraid of you, said the little old lady bravely. What do you want anyway? We've come to scare you. You can't scare me, said the little old lady. Then what's to become of us? The pumpkinhead suddenly looked unhappy. I have an idea, said the little old lady. She whispered into the pumpkin's ear. Psst, 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 psst. The pumpkinhead nodded, and its face seemed to brighten. The little old lady said good night, closed the door, and whistled on her way to bed. The next morning she woke up early. She went to her window and looked out into her garden. And what do you think she saw? 2 shoes go. 1 pair of pants go. 1 shirt go. 2 gloves go. 1 hat go. And 1 scary pumpkin head go. And scare all the crows away.
Wasn't that a great book? I love it so much. I love that I get to read the little old lady as having a little bit of an attitude too, because I kind of think that's the old lady I'm turning into. A little bit of attitude. I hope you enjoyed meeting my son Ripley and my daughter Madeline as they played instruments for me, and I hope you got to join in with us too. By the way, the instrument family that we were playing, where you can either hit, shake, or scrape, was, drum roll please, the percussion family. Did you know that you had all kinds of percussion instruments just laying around your house? I bet your parents are so happy that I told you that. Yeah, because you can make all kinds of music now, all over the place. Just be happy I didn't send you home with recorders. Well, guys, I hope that you have a wonderful day. I hope you enjoyed hearing one of my favorite books. And I'll be back on my next episode with another of Mrs. Hebert's favorite books. Bye, everyone.